Hey guys, welcome back to the Arcmoon channel. Yeah, I'm on a bit of a tier list kick right now. So, I actually just recently finished Kuroko no Basuke, and I had a lot of strong opinions. I love the show. I finished all 3 seasons. I watched the movie. So, I'm going to be ranking the characters. And then this goes for a lot of sports anime, but there are just a lot of side characters I don't remember. Like, I don't recognize a lot. I mean, maybe vaguely, but they're not that important. Like they even have the coaches here. So I just have a don't remember category for them if I just don't even know who they are. Also, the movie characters like Nash Gold Jr. and Jason Silver aren't even on the list. So I guess we'll be excluding them. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into the tier list. Okay, so we'll just go in order of the listing then. So we'll start with Alex Garcia. I like her. She's pretty cool. I think for now we'll just put her in A minus B plus, but I'll move her around. I like her. She taught Kagami the Meteor Jam. She taught Kagami Street Ball. She taught Himuro Street Ball in America, so she's pretty cool. WNBA player. Now we have Murasaki Bara. Murasaki Bara is really cool, but he's my least favorite of the Generation of Miracles, so I'll put her in A minus. Above Alex, obviously, because his involvement in the story is just way more significant. I wish we got to see a bit more of him in the zone. We got like 5 seconds of zone Murasaki Bara, like facing off against Kagami, but he loses. So we don't see too much of him. And in the movie against Jabberwock, I think he breaks his arm or something, or at least like hurts his arm, so he doesn't even get to play fully. He is certainly cool though. Obviously he has like unrivaled physical capabilities, at least until the movie, and he's just such a big threat. He shuts out other teams pretty much single-handedly. Like he guards like the inside the 3-point line, like basically the entire court on their side, at least inside the 3. And yeah, this guy's just a monster. Thor's hammer dunk is cool. Yeah. Okay, so Kagami Taiga. Kagami will go probably an A tier. Yeah, I like Kagami in A tier. I mean, I really like him. Obviously, he's sort of the protagonist. I know Kuroko is the protagonist, but Kagami is pretty close to that role. I love seeing him get better. Change his mindset from becoming more individualistic like the Generation of Miracles and becoming more of a team player with the help of Kuroko, but not to totally rely on them, because even when Kuroko sits out, he still plays really well. Actually, he gets even better. And I like basically him in the zone is really cool. The design's cool, but him in the true zone, although underutilized because it was only used in 1 game against Rakuzan, but I mean, that was obviously cool too. He utilized his teamwork to get like a massive amp. Yeah, so Kagami's really cool. I like him a lot. He's also like a nice guy. He can cook. Becomes like a nice friend to Seirin. So, all right, Akashi Seijuro, the captain of the Generation of Miracles and of Rakuzan. So he's going in S tier. He's one of my favorite characters. I really liked his like split personality and how he gets better and like becomes a more complete person when he integrates his sub-personalities. I think it's really interesting how childhood trauma affected his psychology and how his drive to win is just so potent, probably more than anyone in the series. Honestly, I think he deserves his own video. I might do a video just on the Generation of Miracles, but Akashi is just such a good character. I just wish, and also like how one personality, when he's in the zone, he just gets really good by himself and like solos other teams pretty much. But when he has his like nicer personality, when he's in the zone, he amps all of his teammates to like, so that they seem as if they're in the zone with his Emperor's Eye. Also, his completed Emperor's Eye is just one of the most broken moves, even surpassing Nash's Belial Eye. I do wish that in the movie he used at least one of his types of zones to like either amp his teammates or just to amp himself at least, because I mean, imagine complete Emperor Eye with the zone. He would have like annihilated Nash even more. So yeah, Akashi's an S tier. Okay, this is the coach for... I don't remember what school he's the coach for. Is it Akuzan? Maybe? I don't know. I'll put him in D tier because I don't care. I don't remember him. His uniform colors are the same as... I don't know. Yeah, I don't remember. I'll just put him in don't remember. I don't know. Aomine Daiki. He's going in S tier as well. I like Akashi a bit more, but I love Aomine. He's very similar to Kagami, but he's like sort of the failed version where he never realizes the teamwork thing until way later. And it takes him losing for that. He also serves like that Saitama-esque role where because he never loses, he's somewhat depressed and is not motivated to try. And he has that whole thing where he loves basketball so much that he doesn't understand why his teammates, or rather his opponents, don't like it, even when they're getting crushed by him when he's scoring like 50 plus points in a game, which sort of turns him off from the game. But yeah, I love him too. He's great, and I loved him in the zone as well. Like, all the zone designs are so cool. Aomine in the zone is just awesome. All right, next we have, I don't know who this is. I don't remember. Sorry. This guy, is he the guy with like the animal mouth that's on Seiding? Or Seiding? I'll put him in like C tier because he had that like one good scene where he like switches onto the team, and because he's so cowardly, he's actually careful enough to change the pace of the game. Okay, so next is the coach of Kise's school. Kaijo. He's the coach of Kaijo. So I'll put him in D also because I don't care. This is Hanamiya. He's one of the Uncrowned Kings. And he's like one of the smartest characters in the series with like a confirmed IQ of over 160. Because his teammate has an IQ of 160 and that guy thought he was dumb compared to Hanamiya. He's also really skilled. He's just like evil though. So I'm going to put... Although he's a really cool character, pushing Teppei forwards. And like his style of play is very different from what we've seen, like injuring people on purpose. So he's definitely a good character, but I just couldn't stand him because he's so annoying. So I'm putting him in, like, put him above whoever that is in C tier. Okay, I don't remember his name, but he's on Kaijo. He's the guy that gets the rebounds and is always hyped. He'll go like the bottom of C. I liked him. He has like a cool personality, but whatever. Okay, now next we have is the captain of Seiden, Hyuga Junpei. He'll go in like here, above Alex, but below Murasaki Bara. He is obviously a nice captain. He's a little bit of a tsundere, but he's cool. His threes are cool. His nice personality. He's a good leader, so even though he was like forced into it by Teppei. Okay, next we have like the dad of Nico, the coach of Seiden, and he's like the coach of Vorpal's swords in the movie. I'll put him in like C tier, like here, because he definitely pushes the characters forwards. Like he helps train a lot of the main team and basically makes Kuroko realize the shortcomings of his playstyle, like how he can't shoot or drive. So that inspires like the phantom shot and the phantom drive. Next, this guy looks like he's wearing a Kaijo uniform, but I don't remember him, so I'm just putting him there. This, I don't remember his name, but he's like one of the tall guys on Yosen. He's huge. I don't know, whatever. He's going in like D, because I don't remember him doing that much. I think he was just the big guy that I think was Kagami matched with him. I don't know. Okay, next is another coach. I don't remember which coach this is. I'll put him with the other coaches. Okay, this is the guy on Dakuzan who takes a similar role to Kuroko, but he's also selfish, which is really interesting. And he's a great foil to the main cast, but and he also embodies the original role Akashi intended for Kuroko. Just to be a phantom sixth man rather than someone that could like shoot and drive. So he's more of the pure form. So I'll put him, he's like a really interesting foil, so I'll put him like here. I think Hanamiya is a better foil to Teppei this guy's to Kuroko, but whatever. Okay, this is another one of the Uncrowned Kings. He's on Rakuzan. And I don't remember his name, but he's like a really good shooter. I think he has 3 different types of 3-pointers. What is it, like Earth, like something in heaven? His abilities were broken, but he did pretty much nothing other than to like make Hyuga struggle. So we'll put him like there. This guy, I don't remember this guy. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. I think this is Kuroko's friend that like quit basketball after getting like annihilated and toyed with by the Generation of Miracles, like Teiko middle school. So I mean, it was just kind of sad. Honestly, his story was more like just to show Kuroko what kind of the faults of the Generation of Miracles, and also like get into like the heads of the Generation of Miracles. They were just so bored by the players they were facing. So I'll put him here, but whatever. Okay, this is Riko. She'll go in like B tier. She's like a pretty cool coach, but after the first few episodes, she stops really doing anything useful. Like, I know she does come up with her training regimens for the most part, but at the beginning, she used her eye to assess like the health and form of all the players and what their skills would be. But she stops really doing that. That gimmick sort of disappears, so I'll put her in B. But I do like her. She's alright. Okay, this is the guy that doesn't talk on the main team. He's honestly not memorable. Like, I don't care about him at all, so I think his name is Mitobe. Yeah, Mitobe. Yeah, I don't like him. He's annoying. No, he's not annoying. I don't actually dislike him, but he just never talks. It's not really funny. Okay, I don't remember who this is. This is Kise Ryota of Kaijo. He's my favorite character in the show. I love his copycat playstyle. And I also love his whole theme where, like, because he's inauthentic, he can't really trump the real thing. So, like, he faces off against Aomine and Toho, and they're really close. They're neck and neck. And Kise has to learn how to copy Aomine, but because he only copies Aomine and he's super inauthentic, there's no uniqueness to his playstyle. He just can't win, and then he's just like a faulty copy of Aomine. Like he ends up passing at the end, which is something Aomine would never even do. So he's just like the worst version. So then when he gets better, he gets like an amp. He gains perfect copy, which he merges all of the abilities he's witnessed from the Generation of Miracles, and presumably he also has like abilities from all the other players he copied, but he generally uses the ones from the Generation of Miracles in perfect copy form. And this is just like to show that him being an amalgamation of them makes him unique, and there's the authenticity, and that's why he could play so well. And obviously like Kagami and the main team weren't even able to stop him. They just had to use like strategy to work around him. They couldn't stop Kise the entire time, whereas Kagami was able to like shut down Aomine. So Kise's a monster. And then in the movie, he's even crazier because he uses perfect copy in conjunction with the zone. And at that point, Midorima says he's like the strongest person on the court by far. And he just dunks on Silver like multiple times. He's just annihilating everyone. He's an absolute monster. The only characters that are probably better than him in the show at the end is debatably Belial Eye Nash and definitely Complete Eye Akashi, especially if Akashi used the zone. But Kise is either 3 or 2 in my opinion, at least. I know people are going to get mad that I'm putting him above Aomine and Kagami, but he's insane. But his stamina is awful. Like, he can last for like a few minutes and then he has to like sit down. So honestly, it's not even worth him being that good, but I love him. Okay, the next guy, this guy, I have no idea who this is. Okay, now next we have Momoe Satsuki, who's the manager of Teiko Middle School of the Generation of Miracles, and then she becomes the manager of Toho, where Aomine plays. And I really like her. I'm gonna put her like here. And yeah, I think that's fair, honestly. I really like her like data style. She gets like insane intel from like scouting the other players. She just watches other teams, and then she makes like really accurate predictions on what the other team will do in response to certain situations, and then she informs her team, and then her team can just like predict everything seemingly, like with clairvoyance almost. So she's a really, really good manager and a great strategist as well. Okay, next. Okay, so I mixed up this guy with this person, so I'm just gonna put him there because I talked about him already. And then since I mixed them up, I don't know who this is. I'll put him there. Next we have Midorima Shintaro, and he'll go in A as well. Honestly, I'll move Murasaki Bara up, and then I'll do this. Yeah, I'll put. Yeah, I think that's fair. So yeah, the reason I put Midorima up there is, well, one, he has one of the most broken abilities in the series. Basically he shoots from anywhere, threes from literally anywhere, and then obviously if you block him, that's like a problem. That's why Kagami was able to shut him down really badly, and they ended up tying. But that was like a base Kagami from way before. But Midorima gets like massive amps from good teammates. So when he teams up with Takao against Rakuzan, and then in the movie when he teams up with Akashi, basically he could start shooting before he has the ball. So once he's in the air and no one can block him, then they pass into his hands and he shoots, and he has no doubt. So I mean, that's insanely broken. I like him a lot because of his like weird quirks and stuff. He's both really calculating and cunning, but also superstitious with his weird lucky items and like astrological like weird beliefs and stuff. So he's like really strange too. He always wraps his hands, and I love his arrogance. I do wish he got shown to be in the zone at some point though, because he's one of the only players that hasn't been in the zone. Okay, so the next character we have from the show, so I think he's the captain of Toho, Almine School. He's interesting. I'll put him. Honestly, I think I'm gonna bump up some of these characters, so I'm gonna go like this. I'm gonna put Hanamiya, Kuroko's foil, and then this guy here. He's very intelligent, super cunning. And I think they also say that he always is able to pull off things that you don't want. So whenever you like, he's like the ultimate troll. So whenever you need to rely on, or you need something not to happen, he makes it happen. He's just that annoying to play with. Like he'll make a shot that he shouldn't make just because you don't want him to. So he's alright. He's also not intimidated by Aomine at all. So that's interesting. Okay, the next is Izuki Shun. He is the point guard of Seiding. And I think, yeah, he's the guy with the eagle eye. I'll put Izuki. I'll put him here. I like him. He's not gifted, or he's not a prodigy, but he uses what he has to compete with people that are way better. Like he has to go up against this guy on Rakuzan, one of the Uncrowned Kings, and he's able to somewhat put up a fight despite not being able to perceive the ball that well, because he sort of he uses his like eagle spear to reach out behind him and block, or rather steal. He's sort of interesting. He also makes a ton of like puns and like dad jokes, which is funny. But he's cool. Okay, next is Takao. I'm putting him really high up. I love this guy. He's just such a good friend to Midorima. He's just such a nice guy. He's always like carting him around and dealing with him, despite being jealous of him when they first started high school, because his team got crushed by Teiko in the past. And obviously he has Hawkeye, which is Eagle Eye, but way better. So Kuroko can't actually like use misdirection on him that well. He can use Phantom Drive and Phantom Shot, but his normal misdirection doesn't really work. And he also is the first person who Midorima totally trusts to pass to him to do that weird flying like shot thing. And they've like tried that out in game. Okay, next he's another coach. I'll just put him with the coaches. I'll bump this guy up because he's not that bad. Put him like here. Okay, the next we have is Himuro Tatsuya. I like Himuro. He's like a little edgy. I'll put him like here below Alex. He's a little whiny too. Like, he's very talented. He has like perfect form, but he's not prodigious enough to be considered on the level of the Generation of Miracles. Despite his skill level, like approaching it, like he's definitely better than the Uncrowned Kings, and his skill does encroach on that Generation of Miracles tier. But he's not talented like them. He worked really hard to get there, and he's really technical. He has his like Mirage shot, which he just shoots. Pretty much, he shoots, jumps up, catches it, and shoots again seamlessly. He's like one of the best feinters in the series, but he has this whole like complex with Kagami, and I think he was definitely wrong to do what he did to Kagami, say like, oh, we're not brothers anymore or whatever. And since he did that before their game, it almost put something in Kagami's head for Kagami to hold back, so it was kind of dumb. But he's decent. He sort of redeems himself after. He fights this guy to protect Alex too, but he's a jerk at times, but he is cool. His playstyle is awesome. Okay, next we have Kiyoshi Teppei. I love Teppei. He's going in A tier. Probably even above Murasaki Bara. I just like him. His abilities aren't that great. Like, he has Rite of Postponement just because his hands are big, and he chooses, or he could take a second longer while choosing what action to take. He's really smart as well. Like, he acts as like a point guard despite being a center. He's only a center because he's so big, and they don't have anyone as big as him. But he also has his Vice Grip or Vice Claw, where he can like palm the ball in midair or whatever. It's not that impressive. Murasaki Bara can copy it immediately, or rather, he could just do it. But he is great. He is awesome for team spirit, and he's willing to sacrifice everything to play and to win. But not his teammates, obviously. But he's even willing to like push past his own the limits of his body, and he like hurts himself really badly, especially after playing Hanamiya in his first year of high school. So he's just like a really great guy. And he also inspires the team to play. He really brings them together despite not being the captain. Oh, okay. Next we have Kuroko. Kuroko will go here, above Midorima. Next to Kagami. I think that's fair. Kuroko is really great. Obviously, he develops his own play style in response to his experience with the Generation of Miracles. He sees the flaws in their character and their play style, and he wants to prove that his type of basketball is just as valid, and the only way to prove that is by winning. So his team systematically, I think they beat every single one of the they beat all of them other than Midorima, just because they tied and they played them really early on. But they definitely would have if they played them again, beaten them. But yeah, obviously his personality is cool. He's super passionate and hardworking despite his seemingly blank demeanor. Yeah, I love Kuroko. Great character, and I love him in conjunction with Kagami, and I love him in conjunction with the Generation of Miracles. Next is one of the Uncrowned Kings. He's the guy that has those like animalistic instincts. He's able to dribble really well. He uses like a different amount of fingers. He like dribbles really fast. He's okay. He didn't really get anything done. I'll put him like here with his teammate. He's on Rakuzan, by the way. This is the last of the Uncrowned Kings. Did I say Generation of Miracles? I meant Uncrowned Kings for him. Okay, this is the last of the Uncrowned Kings. I'll put him here because his only ability was that he was like big and he ate like meat and stuff. He was just strong, and basically he boxed out Teppei the entire time. Teppei couldn't even move most of the time. The only way he was able to compete with him at all is by dropping his hips. But whatever, he was. None of these three were that useful for Rakuzan. It was pretty much Akashi just soloing. The next is, I think his name is Shogo. I don't remember his full name, but Shogo. He is such a jerk. I really can't stand his personality. Like, you think Aomine is harsh and he's like the mean one, but it turns out Aomine is like a soft, like nice guy. Shogo's actually mean and violent. At first, I expected him to play like Hanamiya, but he doesn't. He has this, I guess, really cool ability where he steals your ability. So he'll copy it just like Kise, but he'll change the rhythm of it. So you subconsciously copy him and mess up. I don't like how he's physically violent. I can't stand him, but I guess he was like a hurdle for Kise Ryota to overcome. So because of his importance, I'll put him here. By the way, he used to be on the Teiko middle school team before the title of Generation of Miracles was being used. But yeah, he's definitely that tier of player. Okay, these characters, I'm not sure who these guys are. I don't know that one. This looks like a coach, but I don't know. I don't recognize him as a coach, so I recognize all the coaches I put in D. I just put the coaches in D because honestly, I know them, but they didn't do much. And then the last player is Kasamatsu, the captain of Kaijo. So I don't really like him that much. He's always talking about like respect and stuff, but he does come through for his team. He fires them up, and he does carry Kise when he's injured, and they both have like an emotional cry after they lose. He's a nice guy, good captain. I'll put him, but I don't think he's as good a character as these guys, so I'll put him here. So yeah, that completes the list, the tier list of my favorite Kuroko no Basuke characters. Thanks for watching. I'm definitely gonna make more videos on this anime in the future, so if you like this show or anime in general, please subscribe, and yeah, catch you later.